Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the hour of power, baby. It is I, your host, Knighten, and as always, I am joined by the beautiful, the sexy, and the handsome Mr. Trey. How are you, good sir?
I'm very, very well. I can't think of anything clever to say to that, but I will say this. I have missed you, your beautiful voice. I've missed our NWA Nation. I have missed NWA Powerr. But no more. Now, there is no episode of NWA Powerr this week, Nigel. But we have very, very many topics to talk about, including NWA news, but news around everywhere. And we're going to talk about whatever our NWA chat wants to talk about tonight. And we've got plenty of topics.
Yeah, not having power over the last several weeks has been weird.
It is, isn't it? It became so routine. Even when we didn't want to do the podcast some weeks, you know what I'm saying? It was a struggle because of our work schedules. We got it out and we were proud of it. It's like, all right, we kept with it. And we have, great, people that are backing us between, Kara and some of the NWA roster and all the people in our NWA chat. So, we wanted to do a podcast tonight, just to, I don't know. It's sad. It's sad when there's no NWA Powerr. We've got to do something. And there's plenty of topics.
There definitely is. And we've definitely seen a lot that's going on over the last several weeks and certain things that we're seeing evolve, not only in the NWA, but wrestling as a whole. And if we want to divulge into that, we can, but I think it's best that we focus on, what we know best, which is the National Wrestling Alliance. But God damn it. Can February 6th be here already?
Right. The day before my birthday.
Whoop, whoop. What are you going to do for your birthday there, old man?
There's always been this expectation to do something grand on your birthday, and I've never been one to do anything grand. It almost stressed me out when it was my birthday because everybody expected something big from it. So, that being said, the old man that I am, I will probably not be doing anything. That's my favorite thing to do.
Oh, you want to know what my favorite thing to do for my birthday is?
What's that?
I get a cheesecake and I tell everybody, leave me the fuck alone.
That's what I got for my birthday last year. I love cheesecake.
Dude, I can fuck up some cheesecake.
Right? I mean, it just stereotypical cake is like, it's so rich. Cheesecake's rich too, but something about cheesecake, it's magical.
Yeah, I'm starting to become lactose intolerant, but I'm willing to eat the cheesecake and have my stomach and my tuchus suffer for the enjoyment of tasting sweet, sweet cheesecake. So yeah, I think,
that, a spicy chicken sandwich from Wendy's, I will suffer through that.
Dude, the spicy, I know you don't have it down in the South, but for us Wisconsinites, Quick Trip, they have a spicy chicken sandwich and throw some onions and some mayonnaise on that.
Very good. That's not good. Had that Nashville hot chicken when I went to SummerSlam a couple years ago. It was delicious. Delicious.
Well,
let's talk about some NWA.
Yes, let's. Wow. Fucking stutter over your words much, Knighten. Jesus. Balls.
Well, it's been a while. I mean, we've been off the air for a couple weeks. Like shit.
Yeah, I will say thank you to everybody who listened to the dumpster fire of an episode, not last week, but the week prior, where I was stuck at work for basically 3 fucking days. Thank you for everybody for tuning into that and giving us actually pretty good feedback. A lot of people actually had a lot of positives to say, so I can't really complain personally. Granted, I wish I was at home recording the podcast, but you got to make chicken salad when you're dealt with chicken shit.
Yes, exactly.
But let's divulge into some NWA news.
That's the part where you're supposed to edit music in. You shouldn't have to do that.
Hey, you know what? Fuck you. I wanted to do it, okay? I had this riff stuck in my head, and you know what? It fit. So respectfully,
Okay. All right.
hug a landmine.
All right. Whoa. Don't have to get hot.
Oh, fucking hell. Did you happen to catch the NWA live stream that they did yesterday?
I didn't know, but I saw where it ended, and I'm like, shit. I was at work, so I wasn't able to catch it. I was going to ask you about that.
So I was at D&D at the time, but I happened to catch it on Twitter of all things, which I have basically at this point stopped using, both on the Hour of Power account and my personal Twitter account. Because no matter what I follow, 90% of my feed is either WWE, NWA, or stupid fucking ads for OnlyFans accounts that I have no desire for. It's like these pages that I used to follow were for memes and funny videos of people almost dropping dead, and now I'm seeing OnlyFans ads of women shaking. No, I don't want to see this. So I've basically fucking done with Twitter, but the tweet I saw was, thank you, NWA, for gypping us fans out of being able to watch Powerrr. And they're talking about internationally. Apparently CW is only available in America.
Uh-oh.
And a lot of people were kind of pissed, and I was like, I'm sure they're working on
YouTube,
that.
though, right? From what I've understood, yeah.
I don't know. Granted, like I said, I did not watch the full entire live stream because I was playing Dungeons and Dragons last night. So, and I came home today, and I'm about 3 brandy old-fashioned sweets deep right now, and I've had no attention span to watch anything.
Well, let me just ask our insider here, and let's get it confirmed if they're going to be off YouTube and only on the CW app. Oh, I mean, this is the part where you got to talk a little bit because I got to top this out.
If you like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, I've got the thing for you.
That was rough. All right.
Fuck you. Fucking dude. Hey, I thought it was funny, okay? Like I said, I've been drinking tonight, so.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Surly, somewhat drunk Knighten is the best. All right. I just
wow.
Maybe we'll find out.
So sober me is not cool enough, but
no, sober you is fine. That's the one I fell in love with, but you know, I'm just saying it's good to break out the surly drunken Knighten.
Listen, there's a difference between buzzed and drunk.
Yeah, that's what I said. It said somewhat drunk.
I know, but like you'll know when I'm drunk when I'm speaking in cursive.
What's that one podcast we did where you just cussed out a homeless person? That was something.
Dude, I remember that because we were talking about like a top 50 of wrestlers or something.
Yep.
And I was sitting at a stoplight and the dude just runs up to my car and starts banging on it. I'm like, get the fuck away from my car, you jackass.
Oh my.
And then he's like, you want to fucking fight? I have no problem beating your fucking skinny ass.
This was all on a podcast.
I'm sure we could probably find it somewhere.
Cussing him like a dog.
Oh,
it's very entertaining. And it was when we were down to our top 5 too, where I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, I remember that.
Let's take a pause right now for Knighten cussing out this homeless person. So it excites me, Knighten, the fact that so much wrestling is getting all these network deals with NWA being on the CW app, possibly their backstage show being on there as well, is what we're hearing right now. You have WWE going to Netflix. That's a win. Then SmackDown going to USA Network. And you have AEW's deal coming up with TBS and TNT. So where does that leave them? They'll probably stay on TBS and TNT, the Warner Brothers Discovery crew. So yeah, I just think that's some big news. I think that's the news that's dominating everywhere right now, is the fact that WWE is going to Netflix. You have all these deals going down, and it is great. It is a boom period in wrestling, I believe, that we're experiencing right now.
I think, yeah, I was about to say, I think this is probably the best period to be a wrestling fan in possibly 50 years because of such variety of wrestling.
Yeah. I mean, somebody might debate you on, everybody holds that late 90s, early 2000s era pretty close. But I would almost disagree and feel like this era is pretty special right now that we're experiencing, and only in hindsight will we really see, like, wow, this was really a great era of wrestling where you had so many North American promotions that are getting TV deals left and right. It would seem, and on big, channels or big streaming platforms too. This isn't, on. I don't know. I don't want to put anybody down. Never mind.
Like fucking Destination America.
Yeah, sorry, Destination or beIN Sports. Sorry, that's not seen by enough people.
And like, I always equate it to this, and I've heard the quote before. I think it was even talking about wrestling, but it is a very good quote to use, and it doesn't matter in what fucking walk of life it is. The quote fits. You might like chocolate. I like vanilla.
Right.
It's still ice cream, and we still get the enjoyment out of it. Because now it's no longer chocolate and vanilla. You got fucking strawberry. You got cookies and cream. You got brownie bits. You got fucking Blue Moon. You got everything.
What do you think? What ice cream flavor would AEW be? Moose Tracks?
No, it actually has to be something crappy. I would go Blue Moon because Blue Moon fucking sucks.
Mint chocolate for me.
No, you don't fucking put that disparity. I don't like mint chocolate chip, but I wouldn't even go that far. I fucking hate Blue Moon, so that's my fucking opinion of it. And I don't give a fuck if anybody else likes it.
We got a question in our chat.
Uh-oh.
We'd like to read some of these.
Yeah, sure, why not? If we got some questions, let's fucking throw them out there.
Drew wants to know our opinion on the rebrand of TNA after its first pay-per-view. Knighten.
Honestly, as much as it's a good thing for TNA, because, Impact, it wasn't working, but I don't know. Last time I watched anything related to TNA was 2007, and I was 9 years old.
Jesus. What was your opinion? I was wanting to ask you that because, like, you grew up in a different era than me. So, what was TNA to you? Was it a good alternative to WWE, or did you just think it was the shits?
It was just something on Thursdays. When cartoons was over, I could watch.
So you were indifferent.
Yeah, I at that point in my life of 9 years old, I didn't care about the companies. Did I enjoy it the most?
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't bad. I definitely didn't care for some of the wrestlers on there at the time, but as I've gotten older, I definitely go back and watch, and I'm like, you know what, that was actually enjoyable.
It's piqued my interest. I gave it a try years ago. I remember ordering the first pay-per-view. I think it was like $10. It wasn't much. And I wanted something different than WWE at the time. So I watched it. I thought it was just a little, it just wasn't for me. So at different periods of time, I would try to go back and watch Impact or TNA, I think that's at the time, and I I did not enjoy the booking. They had so much talent, but something about the booking, the production, as Conan would say, it was super JoJo. And some of the, I mean, like there was bright spots. Obviously, Kurt Angle had a great career there, and Sting had a great resurgence and everything. But I never got into the main event mafia and just some of the other stuff they did. And when Vince Russo was booking, now that I say that, but in the last 2 years, wrestling critics, wrestling fans, diehards have all backed this product and said it is drastically changed. So on vacation, they had the Impact Plus channel. I watch it, and I watched a couple events. Very, very impressed by the way they booked this, and it was very, very simple booking. They push younger guys, but they also push some of their older guys that have stayed with them through thick and thin. No wonder Scott D'Amore, I think he won the Wrestling Observer Booker of the Year.
Yes,
And
he did.
he could have. He did a great job. He really, once he took control of TNA, he has turned it around basically and made it a watchable wrestling product. Now, that being said, it is a little hard, in my opinion, to find their weekly show. It's not, I couldn't even tell you what day it's on, what time it's on, where do I need to go to seek this out. It's not on an app for me to watch later on that I know of. Um, but I have downloaded the Impact Plus app, and it has piqued my interest, especially with the pay per view and the success of the pay per view, like Drew was saying there. So yeah, I mean, dude, yeah, I'm down with it. I'm always down with more wrestling if it's good.
Yeah, and I don't really watch besides NWA. I really don't watch a lot of wrestling. Like I'll catch clips of it here or there on YouTube when
Right.
I got nothing going on and I'm just bored out of my damn mind. But I don't know. Wrestling for me over the years, I've had this tumultuous relationship with it where I have like a big spark of it where I love it. And then it just crashes and burns
Mm-hmm.
for like 2, 3 years. And then it's a big whoop,
Yeah.
right back up. Cause
I went probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 years without watching it at all. Like I didn't enjoy the whole rise of John Cena and the way they were pushing him like Superman. I was like, I can't get into this. And I swear I did not watch for years.
Christ, I can tell you the exact ebbs and flows. Big one was 2001. That was when I first actually understood wrestling and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had WWF No Mercy on my N64. That was actually the first video game I ever owned.
Ah, cool.
And I
That was a
watched from,
great game, by the
I
way.
know,
Best ever.
actually, believe it or not, I had a bugged copy.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently it was a common bug in a lot of the early release copies of the video game.
Ah,
So what would
cool.
happen is you would reach like a certain time limit within the game and all your save stuff would get deleted.
Oh, that's so cool.
Even if
'Cause
you
they
had
had
that
very
save
detailed
pack.
wrestler mode.
Yeah, even if you had that save pack, it still got deleted.
Oh, that's terrible.
So like I could never finish championship mode. So but yeah, from 2001 till about God, I want to say 2003. Yeah, about 2003. And then when I started body slamming my cat at the age of 5, my parents were like, "Yep, nope, not happening." And then about 2006 is when I picked back up. And then that lasted till about 2010.
Hmm.
And then yeah, I didn't watch from 2010. I picked a little back up in
Well,
what
the
was it?
WWE was really bad there for a while about delivering great hypes or great, stuff like the whole pipe bomb with CM Punk. It was all great. And it's like he left. He won the title. He left again for like a week. And he came back. You know what I'm saying? I just think they kind of dropped the ball on that a little bit. And they, like I said, they've been able to build good hypes up for stuff. And then they just kind of shit the bed with the ending, especially in the mid 2000s, I would say.
You want to know what got me back into wrestling in 2000 and I was actually like towards the end of 2011.
Oh, really?
I
I'm
just
interested to hear this.
I just happened to be flipping through the channels and it was the Slammy Awards for 2011. It was the main event, John Cena versus Mark Henry.
Oh, is this a retirement speech?
No.
Oh.
It was when Masked Kane returned. So I literally happened to just catch the last few minutes of it, and I caught like a minute before he debuted. Or returned, sorry.
Whatever, yeah.
Same fuck difference.
Yeah.
And then, I watched it for like 6 months and then fell out of it. I played the video games because like I got WWE 13 and all those, and then I didn't pick back up till 15, stopped at 17, and then right before the pandemic. But yeah, wrestling for me, we've had a tumultuous relationship, and this has actually been one of the longer periods of time where I've been able to fucking stand watching wrestling, and NWA has definitely put on something that I've enjoyed.
Well, NWA, you don't have to watch 20 hours of wrestling a week to get what's going on.
Yeah, and there have been some stinker of episodes where you're just like, that could have been a lot better, but it could have been a whole hell of a lot worse. I'll fucking take my chances with this and, shut up and be content. It's only an hour, and if, I can manage watching 45 minutes of television, I think anybody can. I mean, let's be fucking honest.
Well, let's move on to what Katie is writing us here. Wants us to mention all the products who have recently signed new deals to streaming platforms.
I mean,
and how wrestling is using the internet and streaming services to reach more people.
I think it's a good thing because, it ties in with the whole boom period.
Yeah, I like it being spread around. Some people I saw complaining, oh, you mean I got to go Netflix now, and then I got to have this app to watch. I got to have USA to watch this. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, granted, I don't have a lot of these streaming apps. So, like the CW and Peacock are about the only things, because I will at least, watch some of the pay-per-views for the WWE. Well, like I'm gonna watch Royal Rumble this weekend. So
I've heard one report that all of that stuff that was on the network that's on Peacock is now coming to Netflix. But then I heard a report it's just going to be Raw, and I'm super excited because here's the reality for me: if I want to watch Raw, I basically have to pay for a cable subscription or Hulu Live or YouTube Live. That's $80 a month. Whereas now I have commercials with my Netflix, so I pay like $7 a month, which is nothing. And now I'm going to be able to watch Raw.
Whoop whoop. Don't ever do that again.
Whoop whoop.
Shut the fuck up.
I don't know. And hopefully the Raw goes back to 2 hours. Wow, that'd be great.
Wish in one hand and shit in the other. See which one fills up the fastest.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
SmackDown on USA though, so I'll probably never get to watch that. Well, I mean, I can watch it on Hulu the next day, but it's just. Yeah, WWE and I would say NWA are the only ones I'm watching. And the only reason I was able to get back into WWE was, Triple H's booking has made the product so much better. They're actually delivering pretty good on some storylines and stuff like that. But NWA and Dubba, hell, Billy Corgan still watches WWE.
Oh,
about how much he fucking
shit.
loves the Brock Lesnar Bobby Lashley match from Rumble last year.
Oh, fuck.
What? What?
I just happened to be scrolling through the Alliance blog Discord. William Regal made his TV return tonight.
Oh my!
I'm all for that. Fuck
On
yeah.
NXT? What?
Yeah.
Oh, is he the commissioner now?
I don't fucking know. I'm not
Um,
I'm recording a podcast with you. You think I'm
okay.
fucking listening, watching it right now? God damn it!
All right, don't get hot. Let's.
Oh my god.
If CW has NXT and NWA, can they coexist on the same platform? I think so.
Yes.
Yes. Why does it have to be
See,
like that?
because
You know?
and here's another thing. Because did they announce that NXT was
Well,
going to CW? Yeah, they did.
it is. But
Yep.
here's the thing: is that right now everybody's wanting to get in. Everything that I've listened to is that everybody is wanting to get into live sports, whether it be sports entertainment or football, baseball. All the sports. That's where platforms. That's where apps, streaming platforms, and apps. That's where they're going towards, and even your basic cable channels, your CBS, NBC. Everybody is into live sports right now. It's the foolproof. You don't have to worry about writers going on strike. It always does well in the ratings. There's always an audience for it, basically. So that's where, I mean, if you're just wanting to add live sports to your content, why not have two different wrestling, some variety that has a fan base and has an audience, and maybe that audience crosses over, and you get a bigger audience, for both shows. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
because I was just about to say, with NXT being on CW as well as the National Wrestling Alliance, people who will be tuning into NXT who, probably haven't seen much of the National Wrestling Alliance, they go, oh, hey, I know that person. That's EC3, because he's on the fucking main cover of it.
It's okay to like both. One is a developmental, the other is its own animal. It's its own thing. It's not like any other wrestling out there. It is for your wrestling audience that can only take so much. It is for your wrestling audience that likes the old school, just I don't know how to explain the style, just the old school style. And then you have an audience that is interested in seeing what WWE has coming up. And they'll do a good job of promoting that going to the CW. But I'm just saying, I would love to see them both coexist on CW, and there's nothing indicating that they won't.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. That's all I got to say.
Oh no, I completely agree with you, dude. I don't think that this is a bad decision at all or a bad thing. I think there's only positives that can come from this. And if people are going to try and find a negative, that's always a guaranteed in life, but I don't see any negative to it personally.
To me, the more convenient it is for me to watch your show, I'm always going to be down for that. So if it's on an app that's easy to download, or it's on TV at a certain time, or on a streaming platform, that I'm a huge fan of. That's why I'm happy they're going to Netflix. I like that better. And NWA Powerr, it's very convenient to watch. Another thing I love about NWA Powerr.
Yeah, it having it on YouTube is nice. I'll have to see if I can, go on to. Can I hold on?
Lots of questions in the chat
CW.
about just different app. Here's one. It's basically the same thing.
Oh fuck! I can use it on my computer. Why not? I'm gonna bookmark that shit.
Talk about wrestling on streaming is a great idea. CW app, Netflix, possibly Max. What are some of the apps you would like to see wrestling on? This is coming from Michael. Well, they've all got places to go now, right now, where you have WWE going to Netflix, WWE going to USA, and CW, basically, right? You have NWA on CW. You have AEW on TBS, TNT. For me, like I said, I don't have cable. I feel like it is highway robbery. So, that being said, and AEW having the partnership with Warner Brothers Discovery, I would really like to see AEW come to Max. It gives me an opportunity to kind of watch it a little bit more and try to get into it. Their pay-per-views usually are pretty good. So, I don't know. I'm just saying, I'm just putting that out there. I would love to see it on, AEW on Max. What do you say?
We've already beat this like a dead horse.
Yes, we have. But where would you like to see any wrestling company go to? What's your favorite streaming platform, I guess?
Fucking YouTube. That's basically the only thing I use.
Well, then you're in hog heaven with NWA Powerr.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm like a fucking pig in slop, I
All
got
right,
no problems.
we will answer a couple of more of these, and when we'll get off here, and we'll do something similar next week as well. We got another question here. I want to talk about who is the free agent who could end up who hasn't been signed yet to any major company. Well, there are a few. And if we're talking about the whole Moneyball deal that Billy Corgan has talked about before, maybe you want to go for maybe, I don't know, Curtis Axel's working in the back of WWE. I was thinking about him the other day. Elias is a very well-known name. I don't know how much a talent like Elias would cost. I don't even know what he's going by in his indie name.
Elijah.
Well, you know what? That's great. That's not too far off from Elias. But that would be a great addition to NWA, especially when he does his little concerts. If he does something similar to that, and you do those in the live tapings, I think that could be hilarious. But I would love to see him in the NWA. I was thinking about that, and he is not signed anywhere. You have a guy like Rick Boogs, which I don't know what he would go by in the Indies. He said that he is formally retired, but I'm thinking, like, come on, man, get you a job. Come on out to NWA Powerr. We got a place for you. Because the dude had potential. Madcap Moss is another one. I don't know. Like I said, these are guys that are very pricey. I'm just saying, these guys are old school baby faces. I wouldn't mind seeing in NWA. Just
I thought
roster
fucking
deeper.
Madcap Moss was drier than a fucking noodle.
Well, I mean, he's not able to really shine. I mean, look at that roster right now in WWE. It's like, fuck. You got CM Punk taking up airtime, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, and I don't know, Vladimir, or no, what are they calling him now? Walter, no, Gunther, yes. So yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of possible talent, but I'm trying to look at the fucking free agent marketplace and figure out who is available.
We have I don't know what he's gone by. Dolph Ziggler is now Nick Nemeth. Yeah, he's going. He's in TNA and New Japan. You have Dana Brooks' character in TNA now, and Top Dollar is in TNA. Whatever, I can't remember all of the free agents they got rid of, or all the people they got rid of recently. But a lot of them have been snatched up. But then there's a few, like the ones I named off. Those guys I haven't heard anything about these guys.
I've got a fucking person in mind. I'm just scrolling through some of the releases. You know who actually wouldn't be bad in the NWA, and I think he would do really well in the junior heavyweight division?
Who's that?
Mustafa Ali.
Oh my God, man. Yeah, he's booked up like crazy right now, but he is doing a lot of indies. He's not really in a major wrestling company. So, I mean, he could continue to do his indies in NWA. So that might work out good too. That would be that would be a spectacular hire where they had to kind of build that thing up, because that dude has a ton of potential that's been kind of untapped in WWE. And he's, you know what, he's not that bad on the mic. He's not just a really good, talent in ring. So yeah, I would love to see that.
I think Shelton would be actually a quite handy
Oh
one
my God, yes. Holy shit.
because I think you get a man with his knowledge, his experience in the NWA, a lot of that roster would be
Somebody
able to
hang him up with a
improve.
quickness. He's probably too expensive too with all
Eh,
WWE. I bet you New Japan would take him back. New Japan's got some money.
that is true, especially with Okada no
Oh
longer
yeah,
being.
yeah. They're going to be looking to beef up their roster as well. They keep trying
Uh,
to take a step in the right direction and really putting their platform more out in the U.S. I just think, even with it being a boom period right now, you're kind of oversaturated, especially with all the wrestling that's on and how hard it is to follow at the time. Only your diehards would be into it, I feel like.
oh, he would be another good one.
Is that?
Mace.
Yeah.
Or sorry, Dio Madden.
Mansoor. Those two guys are best friends in real life. I actually just recently heard an interview with them on Keeping It 100, and dudes are really, they were a tag team. They're also best friends in real life. They, go travel the roads together and everything. They got a lot of stuff in common. Both big into anime. But man, either one of those guys, and you're not. I just don't feel like you're having to spend too much on a name like that. And I don't know. Those guys had a lot of potential as well. Yeah, Mace would be a great one. You could almost repackage him to be just a monster.
Oh god, yeah, he had so much potential, and like when he burst onto the scene back in 22 or 2022, somewhere in that time frame,
Mm-hmm.
I actually thoroughly enjoyed him.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was like, okay, let's see what he's got. And then they're like, oh yeah, he's going in this. And I'm like, wow.
Either one of those guys, man, I wouldn't mind seeing um, in the NWA. And if you're talking about indie talent, not just people that have been released from WWE as far as free agents, I've said it a million times. Logan Creed, Atrocity Kruger, Mads Kruger, and MLW. Excellent talent. I think he fits NWA. He brings a scariness to NWA that only Father Mitchell can really duplicate and not really. He should definitely be paired up with James Mitchell, in my opinion. But this guy is scary. If you haven't seen him, I've posted stuff about him on the Facebook page. He wears this mask, and he's, his forehead and top of his head is all wrinkled up. The dude is about 6'4". I've watched him in Southern Honor Wrestling for a while now. I think he's a great fit. He's been in MLW as Mads Kruger when he fought Hammerstone. He had a feud with him and Jacob Fatu. But the guy's got TV experience. Put this guy in an NWA ring, and you will duplicate, especially if you put him in there with the right person. You can duplicate a Bruiser Brody, Abdullah the Butcher type feud. So I will continue to put this over and talk about this on the podcast as much as possible until we see this man in NWA. And he's also had great feuds with Judas, and Southern Honor is his name. And he's feuded with, like I said, a lot of these guys that are in NWA. He's familiar with the roster. He's a perfect fit. Chris Crunk is another great up and coming star. Just, has a very unique move set, much like Canyon's. Who's better than Canyon? You
Mm-hmm.
remember him? You got Kevin Ryan, who is his tag partner, who just does absolutely magical shit in the ring as far as some of the fucking aerial shit that this guy can do, and the punishment that he can take. Sells very excellent in the ring. These are all talents that, my God, would cost pennies compared to some of the other guys that we were talking about earlier. A Sean Legacy is a ultimate baby face and who you could build a roster around. This guy has a unique move set. He is super strong. He looks like $1,000,000. That's a guy that I would want on my roster. So all these people I just named off the top of my head. I am leaving out a ton of people. David Ali is another great talent. These are all talents that deserve a shot. Danny Jordan, female wrestler who has feuded with Kenzie Page all over the state of Georgia. Another great talent to bring in. So much great indie talent right now, and I'm hoping to see some of this talent. Now, I sent somebody from the NWA on Instagram a video of Atrocity Kruger, and they liked it. So I don't know. Maybe I got something started there. So we'll see.
That's a possibility.
I'll be doing cartwheels if he appears on Powerrr this season.
Oh my God.
All right, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like, you and your booking finesse, you seem to just wish things into existence. And honestly,
I know I feel
it's
like
a
I'm on the
crock of
Truman
shit.
or some shit sometimes. Like,
You
whoa,
you need to knock your shit
say it
off,
out loud, and that it.
Yeah, no kidding. Up here, there's not a lot of talent that
I wish
I
I had a
could.
bigger mommy daddy button. What? Oh, let's see if it comes true.
Shut the fuck up. What the fucking. I can't even with you. You know that, you fucking jackass?
I'm sitting here talking all serious about wrestling, and then I'm like, I wish for a bigger mommy daddy button.
I can't wait for your wife to walk in and just be like, shut the fuck up.
A Tic Tac hurts at 100 miles an hour. Oh, man. What do we have to look forward to this year before we sign off? I'm done reading questions this week. What are we looking forward to? The video platform. And then guess what? We're going to book more wrestlers on the show. And they're going to be like, damn, I'm never coming back to this fucking show.
I think that's the reason why Mims hasn't said anything.
Mims
or
is like,
it.
God damn, y'all are fucking weird. What is wrong with you guys?
Yeah, no shit. Dude, all I know is I just cannot wait for more Powerrr to be out so I have something to enjoy on Tuesdays.
We know what happens with Paranoia.
Yeah.
Because they're keeping that on the hush. I don't even know the spoilers to it.
See, that's another thing that I like about the NWA and a lot of its fans. They really do not spoil the show for the people who didn't have the chance to go and see it.
Absolutely. When I went to the TV tapings, that's what they were preaching to the audience. I mean, the audience was like, a very big part of the show. And, they like, please, you're in a TV taping. Please try not to get up and go to the bathroom unless it's an emergency. And, I just, it was pretty cool. It did make you feel like you were a part of the show. And it was like right there by you. My God, the action of Powerrr.
And seeing the new setup for the Paranoia show that they did, just from like the snippets that not only the NWA shared, but like other talent, I kind of dug the setup that they had.
Yeah, absolutely. So. I'm really enjoying the fact that they're starting to film some of these powers at these events that they're doing. It just, it breaks away. I like the TV audience thing. I love it. But I also like to see it in the big, he almost goes back to the old smoke filled arenas a little bit. They almost have like a haze to them. Some of the powers that they put out recently. Did you kind of get that feel? Or I guess you're too young for that. You're probably like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I know what you're fucking talking about, you asshole.
Okay. Just making sure.
Where it looks like fucking somebody's been smoking a goddamn chimney in the fucking back. And it's like, dude.
I don't know, man. It just gives like even after the pyro, and there would just be like this haze of smoke. in the arena. I don't know. It's just little things like that. They don't really do that anymore. They just put the lights in the crowd and all that shit. Yeah, I don't like it.
So I'm just excited to get some power back and be able to have some fun recording and reviewing Powerrr. 2024 is definitely going to look up for our dumbasses.
Yeah, we always slip on that banana peel, and I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this, but we're always lucky. Okay, we always end up lucky all the time.
Are you sure about that?
All the time, we get everything we want in life. Now, like a motivational speaker. Hey, I wonder if Mims is still looking for a manager. Maybe we do a little contest to see who Mims likes. Mims decides, who puts out the best manager video. I'm not talking about myself being in it. I'm just talking about some of our NWA audience may want to participate in this. What do you think?
You sure about that?
I think it would be fun. I'm just throwing it out there. This could be a possible fun thing to do when we go to video format, especially when we take our little breaky breaks.
Well, we can find out.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, I'm not going to keep you anymore. What are we going to talk about next week?
Fuck if I know.
Gotta find something. Let's have somebody on. Fuck it.
If you can set it up, let's fucking do it.
Brody Blaze next week.
No.
Well, shit. We need somebody from the spectacular. We need something spectacular.
Let's see if we can get fucking Rolando on here. I know he wanted to be on.
He's very
spectacular.
Let's get the whole crew on if we can. Shit.
Dude.
I bet they don't hang out with him off the clock.
Who's him? Pronouns, pal.
Rolando or Orlando. I'm sorry.
Rolando. How?
I just said,
motherfucker, you have been watching this show for how long? I'm going to start calling you Justin.
Oh, that's low. That's really low. I'm going to have him back on now just because of that. I kind of miss him a little bit. Just a little bit.
I kind of miss him like a case of hemorrhoids.
Ouch. Let's end it on that note.
Yeah. Be like, all right, we can't go any lower than that. So, anyway, we just want to thank you for listening to our shenanigans and our stupidity. So, when we figure out what the fuck we're going to talk about next week, we will let everybody know. So, listen here, we're going to find out very, very swiftly like this. Funky like a monkey, baby. We'll check you later.